Let's just make some gnarly bass. Ooh, I like that sound. All right, that just automatically won my heart. Oh, it's so vocally. Oh! And then this next part is gonna be like. It's kind of like when you buy a brand new iPhone or a new Mac, and you just like automatically know how to use it because they designed it really well. That's how I feel about this synth. Using Unison kind of thins the sound out, which is good for leads, not so good for bass sounds. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch this back to tempo. Just so we can get a good, like, you know, get a good line down. Let's make a little loop. We're gonna go over to here. And we're just gonna record. Okay, so this little second one over here that I recorded might be the winner for now. The winner chicken dinner. So we're gonna click this little play button. That way we commit to it. And then the only reason I put it on time was just to make it a little easier to have it sound good while I'm playing it. We can go in and really dial things in once we get these notes locked. So I'm snapping them to the grid. That's kind of a fun little line right there. I'm not mad about that. It's like amazing how many songs I've written in this style that are in like the F, some kind of F minor key. And I somehow, I don't know how, but like managed to come up with a new melody, even though I feel like I've rinsed it out for like a decade. Yay for music. So, cool. We got a nice little line going there. Now, I want that sound to be a little thicker though. It doesn't really stand up to the other stuff that's going on. So, what can we do? We can do distortion. That's a good way to start. Not a huge fan of that distortion so far. Maybe I just need to get more into it, but my go-to, which we haven't even busted out yet, is this right here, Camel Fat. Camel Fat is the distortion of distortions. If you've watched my feedback streams that I do every week, I recommend this basically every time. Anytime anyone needs some like distortion or saturation, it is like, it's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's got to be their algorithms that they use like in the software, but the only thing about it is you can't get it anymore because this company, Camel Audio, does not exist. It was bought by Apple. Like, Apple acquired it and then basically just destroyed it. I'm guessing just to use their brains for proprietary Apple stuff. But you can find it, like, you know, I'm not one to promote like illegal torrenting of software or whatever, but I think that's the only way to get this. So go get it. That was just okay, so that was like the initial setting. The only thing on here that's on is the distortion, and all I did was crank the tube up to like 9 or 10% and the mech up to 7 or 8. That's with it off. It's just like the immediate thickifier. Okay, so now,
if you guys want to take your skills to the next level, I highly recommend Defire Society. We have internationally renowned artists like 2 to 3 times a week going through the project files and showing us what they do. Quicks, Code Pandorum, Dr. Ozzy, G-Rex, Samplifier, Fox Stevenson, Ray Volpe, Odd Prophet, Ace Aura, Skunto, Desoki, just to name a few. We've also got tons of awesome instructors, some giving feedback live streams weekly, and some that you can book for personal lessons. Feedback-wise, I mean, just even at the time of recording this video, we've got Sam, Odd Prophet, Ace Aura. As far as the courses go, everything from all the technical stuff to, you know, all the business stuff, basically everything you need to know. And if you actually apply yourself and put all of it to the test, you know, some of the students have come out on these labels here. So check out the link below to sign up or check it out.
Rather than having the little wonk thing just exactly repeat what it's doing, I'm going to do this little trick that I do a lot in all my songs, where I take advantage of the glide that it's capable of. And I just throw random notes, you know, like that. You just throw random notes in and, like, I don't know, throw them up an octave. And it just gives it this little squeaky, like, kind of thing. And depending on where you place them, it just does really cool things that you wouldn't have been able to achieve by just playing the thing on the MIDI keyboard. It gives it a little twang, you know? It's like this synth all of a sudden has a little southern accent, like it's from New Orleans or something. I don't know. It's like all of a sudden it turns into like Boogie T or S-Fam guys or people from the South. Shout out to all my friends that live in the South. Boom. That's tight. That's just fun right there. It's really easy to go nuts with it too. All right, that one might be a little much. Let's knock it down. Shorten it maybe. Move it over here. There we go. So then the tail of it kind of goes down. Okay, here's a little classic thing that I do every time I make every time I have like 2 sections and I want to make the second one a little more interesting. I'm always like, well, now the first one kind of sucks and it's boring, so I'm just going to copy and paste it over there. And then what we're going to do on this part is just completely change the notes. So let's go, I don't know. I just do this randomly too. It's kind of fun. Well, you gotta finesse it. That's a little different. It's a little variation. Just that little bit we needed. Let's see how it sounds. Boom. We're having a good time. So that synth right there is pretty locked in. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's do some naming of things. Wonk 1. Which one's this? Is this the yoy over here? Yoy, 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 yoy. This is the harmonic thing. Harm. Yoy, harm, wonk. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little group out of these. This is going to be the mids. As opposed to high grade. Different kind of thing. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, now that we got a general idea down, I'm going to unfreeze these. And then let's get in here. Let's see what's going on with this yoy again. What did we do? We did compression and EQ. There's not really any need for anything else. I do want to like ease off on the low end of that. And I want to kind of have this little area be filled in a little more. I love this graphic EQ. It's like, oh my God. It's just so nice to have. So I'm going to throw this LFO onto the gain of the middle band. It's doing a lot there. Let's just have it barely. And that distortion that's going on, usually I don't like that much distortion, but it kind of works. I'm kind of down. Let's chuck this camel fat on there just to see. Oh, that just fattens it up nicely. And remember, I cut all the low end out of that, which you'll see why in a sec. That has a little bit of low end too. Let's mess with this sound. Let's just get this sound working a little bit better with that yoy. Oh, no. Doesn't work. I tried turning it down an octave, but doesn't quite work. All right, let's mess with a filter. Let's use this LFO. Let's throw it on the cutoff. Let's do some of that. There we go. Now we're cooking with gasoline or whatever. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get these two rhythms to work with each other and create like its own groove, which takes lots of like just minor tweaks. This is gonna get annoying, but we're just gonna repeat this. Alright, that's kind of cool. Should we throw another oscillator on there? Throw it to filter 1. Maybe do some of this. Nah, we're not gonna do that. Here's what we should do though. Since this is like a very wide, it's not taking up like a chunk of the mix like that yoy is. Let's just go nuts with reverb and chorus and all that kind of stuff. Not super impressed with Vital's chorus yet. That's just because I haven't really like I haven't dove into it. I do love the reverb though. Vital comes with a sick reverb. And then for chorus, this plugin right here is my go-to. This is Fluid by Audio Damage. Yo, what is up with my mouse? Okay, there we go. It's just, it's so good. It's just simple. I mean, these are really all the things you need for a chorus. So let's see how that sounds. Okay. A lot of times I just like to go immediately back to the intro and make sure everything's still lining up. Okay, so first order of business. Now that we have these things like pretty, we got this bass section like pretty dialed. We're gonna just get rid of the low end in all these. And I already kind of did that with the EQ in the synth, but I'm gonna do it again just to make sure. I'm just doing for now I'm doing a simple Pro Q3 with just rolling off that low end. Especially on this guy. And then it's also nice, you can kind of see like it shows you in the spectrum analyzer what's happening and where you might need some extra juice. So right here, there clearly needs to be a little more oomph. So I'm just going to make that dynamic and I'm going to expand. There, simple. And one thing I've learned over the years of like doing all this is you can never have too many EQs. So, I threw an EQ right there, but that's not to say I won't put some more effects on and then throw another EQ at the very end to really like clean things and tighten things up. So, don't be afraid to go hard on the EQs. Let's get into sub bass. Actually, yeah, let's do some sub bass. I go back and forth between, using, just copying like the exact thing that it's doing and making that a sub bass, and just using a normal like subtone without LFOs and stuff on it. I think what I'm more a fan of now is just straight sub bass that's not doing too much crazy stuff with like LFOs and all that. So let's throw a Vital in here and just have it be the sub. And then we're just going to have the notes kind of reflect what's going on. We're going to have the sub notes reflect what's going on in the mid-range bass, if that makes sense. So while, with this thing, there's an LFO that's making it go wah, 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 wah. But with the sub bass, we're just going to make the notes follow that pattern, which is a little more time consuming, but I think it helps you achieve a cleaner result in the end. Okay, so let's do this. Wait. Rename. We're going to call this main sub. And then, yeah, let's just get a sub in there. Boom. Basic shapes, sub. And then I'm just gonna, I'm basically just rolling the attack up a tiny bit. So, we'll just let it play the notes. Sub always needs to be one voice. I don't know what the deal with the spread knob is, but we're going to turn that down. I don't think it's actually doing anything because there's only one voice, but just in case, because it is a sub, I don't want any fuckery going on down there. So this is simple. We're just going to copy and paste. So all that's doing is just playing one sub note. And then let's just copy and paste this one. Let's see how that sounds. I mean, it sounds pretty good. Oh, we do need to have the same stuff going on with the glide and legato and all that. So I'm just going to take a little mental picture of this. Looks like glide is at like 0.125 seconds. Legato and always glide is on. So let's just do the same thing here. Where is it? 0.12. Oh, where are you? Come on. Okay, 0.126. Good enough. There we go. Now it does that little like, ooh. And then, you know, you can go in here and you can go. You can just write these notes in and then just shorten them a little bit so there's a little room. Or, you know what? I have the sub pack. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but I use a sub pack and I have it attached to the headphone output on my interface, which most interfaces have that. And I have it on the ground so my feet can feel the sub bass, and it really lets me get it like extremely dialed in, because with a sub pack you're not relying on your room, which using a subwoofer in a room that's not perfectly treated exactly for that subwoofer is just gonna like lead you to more problems than it will help. So I would highly recommend getting a sub pack. I think everyone should have one. Also, they should pay me for saying this, because every single person I ever talk to, I make them get a sub pack. Shout out sub pack if anyone is watching from there. But yeah, so because of that, I can kind of feel what's going on with this song, which is why, you know, I feel good about having these long notes play out. So first of all, now that we got the drop going, let's watch it on a spectrum analyzer and see. We got a pretty good curve going. We need a little bit of juice in here from like 200 all the way to 4K, but we're gonna get that with like, you know, with some mix down stuff that we're about to do. So